One may not know how to conquer without being able to do it. One mark of a great soldier is that he fights on his own terms or fights not at all. If you know the enemy and know yourself, your victory will not stand in doubt. If you know heaven and know earth, you may make your victory complete. You have to believe in yourself. He who is prudent and lies in wait for an enemy who is not will be victorious. If the mind is willing, the flesh could go on and on without many things. If your opponent is of choleric temper, seek to irritate him. Pretend to be weak, that he may grow arrogant. Attack is the secret of defense. Defense is the planning of an attack. Thus the expert in battle moves the enemy and is not moved by him. There are roads which must not be followed, armies which must not be attacked, towns which must not be besieged, positions which must not be contested, commands of the sovereign which must not be obeyed. Great results can be achieved with small forces. When one retreats, people with benevolence, justice, and righteousness, and response confidence in them, the army will be united in mind, and all will be happy to serve their leaders. Attack him when he is unprepared. Appear where you are not expected. When you surround an army, leave an outlet free. Do not press a desperate foe too hard. Opportunities multiply as they are seized. When the enemy is relaxed, make them toil. When full, starve them. When settled, make them move. The art of war is of vital importance to the state. It is a matter of life and death, a road either to safety or to ruin. Hence, it is a subject of inquiry which can on no account be neglected. If you wait by the river long enough, the bodies of your enemies will float by. Know yourself, and you will win all battles. To win 100 victories in 100 battles is not the acme of skill. To subdue the enemy without fighting is the acme of skill. So in war, the way is to avoid what is strong and strike at what is weak. Be extremely subtle, even to the point of formlessness. Be extremely mysterious, even to the point of soundlessness. Thereby, you can be the director of the opponent's fate. Build your opponent a golden bridge to retreat across. When strong, avoid them. If of high morale, depress them. Seem humble to fill them with conceit. If at ease, exhaust them. If united, separate them. Attack their weaknesses, emerge to their surprise. The whole secret lies in confusing the enemy, so that he cannot fathom our real intent. What the ancients called a clever fighter is one who not only wins, but excels in winning with ease. Rouse him and learn the principle of his activity or inactivity. Force him to reveal himself so as to find out his vulnerable spots. Bravery without forethought causes a man to fight blindly and desperately like a mad bull. Such an opponent must not be encountered with brute force, but may be lured into an ambush and slain. If ignorant both of your enemy and yourself, you are certain to be in peril. It is easy to love your friend, but sometimes the hardest lesson to learn is to love your enemy. The general who advances without coveting fame and retreats without fearing disgrace, whose only thought is to protect his country and do good service for his sovereign, is the jewel of the kingdom. Move not unless you see an advantage. Use not your troops unless there is something to be gained. Fight not unless the position is critical. Plan for what it is difficult while it is easy. Do what is great while it is small. Every battle is won before it is ever fought. Begin by seizing something which your opponent holds dear. Then he will be amenable to your will. But a kingdom that has once been destroyed can never come again into being, nor can the dead ever be brought back to life. To fight and conquer in all your battles is not supreme excellence. Supreme excellence consists in breaking the enemy's resistance without fighting. Know your enemy and know yourself, and you can fight 100 battles without disaster. The opportunity of defeating the enemy is provided by the enemy himself. If words of command are not clear and distinct, if orders are not thoroughly understood, then the general is to blame. But if the orders are clear and the soldiers nevertheless disobey, then it is the fault of their officers. The supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting. Let your plans be dark and impenetrable as night, and when you move, fall like a thunderbolt. Supreme excellence consists of breaking the enemy's resistance without fighting. In the midst of chaos, there is also opportunity. All warfare is based on deception. Hence, when we are able to attack, we must seem unable. When using our forces, we must appear inactive. When we are near, we must make the enemy believe we are far. When we are far away, we must make him believe we are near. Victorious warriors win first and then go to war, while defeated warriors go to war first and then seek to win. The greatest victory is that which requires no battle. To know your enemy, you must become your enemy. There is no instance of a nation benefiting from prolonged warfare. Treat your enemy as you would your own beloved sons, and they will follow you into the deepest valley. Even the finest sword plunged into salt water will eventually rust. Move swift as the wind and closely formed as the wood. Attack like the fire and be still as the mountain. Therefore, just as water retains no constant shape, so in warfare there are no constant conditions. When your army has crossed the border, you should burn your boats and bridges in order to make it clear to everybody that you have no hankering after home. If you know yourself but not the enemy, for every victory gained, you will also suffer a defeat. Hence, to fight and conquer in all your battles is not supreme excellence. Supreme excellence consists in breaking the enemy's resistance without fighting. Those skilled at making the enemy move do so by creating a situation to which he must conform. They entice him with something he is certain to take, and with lures of ostensible profit, they await him in strength. Know thyself, know thy enemy. 1,000 battles, 1,000 victories. Hence that general is skillful in attack, whose opponent does not know what to defend. And he is skillful in defense, whose opponent does not know what to attack. Foreknowledge cannot be gotten from ghosts and spirits, cannot be had by analogy, cannot be found out by calculation. It must be attained from people who know the conditions of the enemy.